So I wanted to discuss Jaime Lannister. We did a discussion about Cersei Lannister, and so I thought it would be interesting to do one about Jaime. Jaime starts out as this very cocky, arrogant person. He's known as the Kingslayer. People don't respect him anymore because he stabbed Mad King Aerys in the back. And so he is not well thought of. He's very arrogant. He thinks he can get away with anything with a smile. He is this person who doesn't really respect anybody except for Cersei. And even that, sometimes he doesn't really do all that well. But the further we get into the series, I think that Jaime is not who he portrays himself to be. From a young age, he was a great swordsman. He was very, very good at these tourneys. He was pretty much kind of invincible in his mind and kind of in everybody else's. But the minute he loses his hand and it gets chopped off, he becomes scared. He doesn't know what to do with himself. He thinks that he's worthless because he no longer has his sword hand. And to me, that just shows the inner insecurity that that's all he was. He thinks about Cersei during this time. He's kidnapped. He sits kidnapped and held for ransom in a way with Catelyn Stark and Robb Stark's army, and he reeks. He's filthy. He's very unhappy. He grows a beard. His hair's long and tangled. He doesn't even look like a Lannister anymore. And he's kind of grateful for that because it's embarrassing what has happened to him. He has a hard time accepting the fact that he is no longer on top. Then when Catelyn Stark ask Brienne, take him back to King's Landing and bring home my daughters. He is very disrespectful to Brienne at first. He calls her the wench. He goads her. He makes comments about her appearance. He's still trying to be arrogant. I think he's trying to regain any sort of power that he can. And if he can make her feel bad about herself, then he's done it. But then as you go on, they get in this big fight and they end up captured, and he is not wanting her to be assaulted. He doesn't want her to have any of those problems because he doesn't know that she would survive it. He also says, make them kill you first, which I thought was a very interesting way of thinking about it, because Brienne is this person of magnitude. Like, from the minute you read her, from the minute you watch her on the screen, she is this emphasis person. She's got her shoulders back. She's dead center. She looks at you. And I don't think that her person could survive something like that. She is very, very brave, and she's a great swordswoman. There's no doubt about that. So Jaime and her get captured. He ends up with his hand chopped off because of the fact that he's a Lannister, and they're mad about him being a Lannister. And along the way, he gets really infected. He's sick as a dog, but he is gaining respect for Brienne because Brienne does help him when they're kicking him and abusing him and giving him horse pee to drink. It's a lot, and she tries to help him as much as she can, being in the same boat that he is. Eventually, when they're on the road back to King's Landing, Jaime and his captors, he's like, wait, hold on, I have to go back for Brienne. And when he gets to her, she is in there with a bear, with a unpointed, no sharpness stick. They know she's gonna die. It's just, how does she do it? Does she hold out? Does she fight? Does she cower? And they put her in a dress to do this, which was humiliating. So I found it very interesting. When he comes back, he gets her and she's like shocked. And their whole way back to King's Landing, there's respect there now. They're no longer bickering back and forth, calling each other names. And once they're back in King's Landing, Jaime is becoming a different person. He goes to see Cersei, and he wants to be with her. And she's like, you've been gone too long. I'm just not interested anymore. And yes, they slept together, but she's also wavering between this. Do I want Jaime? Do I not? Do I trust Jaime? Cersei's spiraling in madness. And I have to wonder what happened there in Jaime's heart of hearts. Because in the book, it talks about him, he doesn't know her anymore. He doesn't see the Cersei that he grew up with. He doesn't see the woman that he fell in love with. She's just now kind of crazy. She's off the wall. He is sad Joffrey's gone. His eldest son is dead, his daughter's in Dorne, and now his little baby boy, Tommen, is up on the Iron Throne. He doesn't know what to do about any of this. He doesn't get to play dad to these children. Cersei made sure of that. He tried to respect that. But overall, Jaime is a character who is developing constantly. He is wondering about Cersei. One of the lines I thought was really interesting in the book, in A Feast of Crows, was when Cersei burns the Tower of the Hand, and he sat there watching her with this glowing smile on her face, and all he could think about was Mad King Aerys, who liked to watch people burn. And Jaime is not a person to cower back. He is goading Cersei at certain points, saying different things, and he doesn't let her just get away with her nonsense. He cares about the people that he's guarding. Everybody can call him a kingslayer, but do we kill one guy and save 500,000, or do we sacrifice 500,000 to save one guy who doesn't mind watching people burn to death? I feel like people are missing that moment. And he was also brutal to his wife. In one of Jaime's chapters, it talks about right before Mad King Aerys's wife leaves to go to Dragonstone, she is ravaged. Her breasts are bitten. It looks like a wild beast got a hold of her. And he talks about how terrible it was seeing and hearing this, and he asked one of the other guards, because he's 17, he's not a full adult, he doesn't know everything, he doesn't know what he's doing, and he looks to this other guard and he's like, hey, aren't we sworn to protect her too? And they're like, not against the king. So it was interesting to me. Jaime is always in this battle. Do I do the right thing? Do I serve the right oath? And he does make a very valid point in talking with Brienne and Catelyn. There's so many oaths, and you're always breaking one to the other. You're sworn to protect your king. You're sworn to the gods. You're sworn to the Night Watch. You're sworn to your family. You're sworn, you're sworn, you're sworn. And it never really ends up going the way he wants. If he does one good thing for this person, it ends up betraying a different oath. He has a very hard time with this, and I personally think it's a constant battle within. So for me, Jaime Lannister ranks among my top 5 on favorite characters in A Song of Ice and Fire.